It's been 4 months since I had my sweet little baby. And I just wanted to hop on here and share a little bit about how my postpartum journey was. Now, I know for everyone that everyone's postpartum journey is different. So if this doesn't look like what yours looks like, share your experience. There's a lot of people out there that have a similar one to you, and definitely make sure that you're not comparing and contrasting with other people's. For me personally, I've always wanted to be a mother. And I think whenever I was pregnant and I was super excited about having the baby and getting to be a mother, but I was also very nervous because anytime that you're getting something that you've wanted for a long, long time, there's anticipation with that, but then there's also wondering, is it going to be everything that I thought it was? It's kind of like Rapunzel in Tangled, where she's like about to watch the glowing lanterns and she's like, what if it's not everything I dreamed of? And he's like, well, then you have to find a new dream. And she's like, but what if it is everything that I dreamed of? And he's like, then that's awesome. And then you get to go continue finding a new dream. So the point is that, either way, it's kind of a win situation, but it's always anticipatory to think about it actually happening, whatever you've been thinking of or having a goal of or dreaming of. With the little baby, I was so excited to have a baby. So excited. And so it was definitely scary to realize that I was having one, but not in like a weird, like, oh my goodness, can I take care of it type of way. Just more of like this is finally here. I hope that it is everything that I've thought it was going to be. And so when he did come, I love being a mother. There are pieces of it that are so hard and so difficult. Luckily, plenty of people told me being a mother is so difficult. It's so hard. It's the hardest job in the world. So I wasn't going into it thinking that it would be easy or thinking that it was just all butterflies and rainbows, because I feel like more people than not would be like, it's the hardest thing I ever done, and not that they hate it, but that they kind of are like, it is very difficult type of a deal. So I kind of had that mentality going in. So there are definitely hard parts about being a mother. But as far as my postpartum went, I didn't have any sort of depression or blues. I probably had the first couple of days out. I did have the baby blues. I had a hard time realizing that this was my child that I birthed. I think I realized it cognitively, but emotionally, I'm like, all this child does is put me through pain. I had pain in breastfeeding him. I had pain in birthing him. Every single moment I was feeling pain. And so that was very difficult to get over. But after a couple days and holding him a lot and stuff allowed me to really bond with him and really feel like I could emotionally connect. And that was, ever since that point, I was like, okay, this is awesome. I'm a mother. And about 3 months and a half in, he started going through his 4-month sleep regression. At least that's what I'm assuming it was, because he wakes up all the time now. And he's been waking up and waking up and waking up and waking up all throughout the night, a lot more often, which makes me a lot more tired, but it also makes your perception on things change. Now, I love being his mother, but I think this has been a more, the newborn stage for me wasn't as tough. And since this 4-month sleep regression, I'm like, okay, this is a little more tough. I enjoy it. I love it. He's so sweet. He's so cute. He's playing over there right now, and it's adorable, but it's definitely been a little bit more of a hurdle. However, with that being said, I didn't experience a ton of that postpartum anxiety or depression or rage or any of that type of experience that they talk about. It was more like, oh my word, I love this. This is my baby. I have birthed a baby. I have done it type of an experience. Breastfeeding did resolve and get easier. It's not painful anymore, which was very nice. Everyone told me it would, and I was like, it's been a month and it is not. I'm in constant pain. But it did resolve. And we're doing a lot better now. And one thing that has surprised me is like a couple weeks out, like 6 weeks out, I was like, oh my goodness, I still feel like so bloated. I feel so icky. I feel so just saggy, stretched out person. And that was hard for me, was a transition of my body. My hair has been falling out. And by the way, during pregnancy, I didn't like ever get like that pregnant hair where everyone talks about where like they get tons and gobs of hair and it's never falling out and it's just beautiful and gorgeous. I don't feel like I got that. So I feel like I'm just losing hair upon losing hair. Like I would pull out hairs like this and it would be like tons of them constantly falling out. The other afternoon, I literally brushed out a clump of hair that I was losing. So as far as the hair loss goes, that was not something that I really got the good genes on or whatever. It's falling out. But the same thing with my body. I'm like, I'm so saggy. This is just, it took a little while for me to even like start losing the weight. However, once I did start, it really did work well. I think I'm almost back down to my pre-pregnancy weight. But I know that so many people don't do that. And I think for me, it's just breastfeeding, the way breastfeeding has worked for me. It just burns my calories and I'm like giving. He's like a big chunker, so he takes in a lot of food. And so for me, breastfeeding has really helped me shrink back down to size. Whereas I think for some people, breastfeeding, like because they eat so much more when you're breastfeeding because you're constantly eating to try to feed this baby, can sometimes make other people gain weight or not lose their weight as quickly or whatever. But for me, it did really help me, and that's been my experience, is that breastfeeding really helped me lose my weight. I did start going on runs and exercising and walking every day, and so I'm sure that played into helping as well. And I'm 23 years old. It's going to be a little bit easier to lose the weight when I'm 23 than when I'm having my last child in my 30s or something. Yeah. So overall, at the end of the day, I feel really good with my experience postpartum, but there's definitely been some downturns. There's been some hard times. And going off of no sleep, I never do well without sleep. So that's been probably the biggest hardship, because even though I technically feel no like postpartum depression, there is a lot of like that deep feeling, like a kind of like the baby blues, but like that deep feeling of just and headachy and from having no sleep. And I think that really plays into that like almost depressive feeling of, oh my goodness, I'm not who I'm supposed to be. I'm not who I am. Like you just feel it's kind of out of body. It's, you feel a little bit sad, but you're still very happy. Like I'm still very happy and love this little baby. If you can hear him or not, I don't know. But anyways, that's been my experience. If you have a postpartum story or experience, if yours was similar to mine, like if you lost all your weight while breastfeeding, let me know down below. If yours was opposite, because I've heard so many people say there's this completely opposite and some say there's this like exactly the same where they lost all the weight breastfeeding. But let me know your postpartum experience down below, because so many people have so many different experiences, and I've even heard like people have different experiences for different children. So share about that. Thank you so much for watching.